One of the greatest things that help Muslims to gain piety, righteousness, and to remain straight on this path of truth and guidance is keeping the company of good people and avoiding evil company. This is because man, by his nature, is influenced by his friends and companions and adopts their characteristics and their mannerisms and even their thinking. And this is something very subtle, very, very subtle. For example, a Muslim who has some calamity happen to them. A Muslim says, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Okay, we're from Allah, and unto Allah we're going to return. Allah has tested me with something, I have to be patient. If someone is around Muslims, even if shaitan tries to introduce something else, like the door of law, if only this, if only that, this wouldn't have happened, or even worse, why me? If someone is around Muslims, they will hear the right things at the right time, and this becomes imbibed in their heart and adds to the understanding that's there. But if someone hangs out with kafirs, people or Muslims of no understanding, somebody gets afflicted by something and they get upset and they get mad. Why this happened to me? I don't deserve this. I did all my salats, I gave sadaqah, and this is a poison. This poison is not just being with the person. The poison is entering you, entering your heart. And then when something happens to you, a shaitan comes and says, be ungrateful. Don't be sabr. Don't be sabr for Allah. Don't be patient. Then that's going to come out of your mouth. Why did this happen to me? Why me? I'm not unhappy with this. Because of your environment and your friends. Also, man's character is known through his brothers and his friends, as pointed out by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is a very, very important hadith, don't forget it, and it's sahih. الرَّجُلُ عَلَى دِينِ خَلِيلِهِ. The reality of a man is that he is upon the deen of his dear friend. فَلْيَنْظُرْ أَحَدُكُمْ مَنْ يُخَالِلْ. So beware who you take as a friend. This is not just Joe Blow talking. This is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he stated it in the most emphatic way. He said, your reality, you may think you're on Islam, but the reality of a man is that he is upon the deen of his dear friend. So be careful who you take as a dear friend. Abdullah bin Mas'ud said, مَا مِن شَيْءٍ أَدَلُّ عَلَى شَيْءٍ مِنَ الصَّاحِبِ عَلَى صَاحِبِ. He said, nothing reveals anything more about a man, nothing reveals more about a man than the company he keeps. Some wise men said, people think of a man what they think of his friends. Little wonder then that Islam attaches great importance to the matter of companionship and friendship. So much so that the Prophet ﷺ directed every individual in the Muslim community to select only righteous and pious people to be their friends and companions. The Prophet ﷺ said, لا تصاحب إلا مؤمنا. Do not be the companion of anyone but a believer. ولا يأكل طعامك إلا التقي. And no one should eat your food but the pious. The Prophet ﷺ also laid a perceptible example for good and evil, for the good and evil companion, when he said, إنما مثل الجليس الصالح كالجليس السوء والجليس السوء كحامل المسك ونافخ الكير. The analogy of a good friend and a bad friend is like a seller of perfumes of misk and one who's blowing with a bellows. فحامل المسك إما أن يحذيك وإما أن تبتع منه وإما أن تجد منه ريحا طيبة. As for the perfume seller, either he's going to give you some, or you're going to buy some from him, or at least you're going to smell a pleasant smell. وأما نافخ الكير فإما أن يحرك ثيابك وإما أن تجد منه ريحا خبيثة. As for the one blowing on the bellows, it's one of two things. Either he's going to set your clothes on fire, or at least you're going to smell an unpleasant smell. Al-Hafiz ibn Hajar, while commenting on this hadith, said, there is in this hadith a prohibition of keeping the company of those who can harm one in religious and worldly matters, and an encouragement for keeping the company of those who can benefit one in these matters. It is then only wise and logical that man should keep the company of those who benefit him in matters of his religion. For the best companion is the one who is pious, righteous, has noble conduct and manners, has a clear conscience and is ambitious to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. After these characteristics are present, the next most desirable qualities are being learned in the sciences, arts, and Islamic jurisprudence, as well as possessing some level of hikmah, wisdom. These are the characteristics of those that one can feel comfortable with and be pleased to be in their company. This is because of their sincerity, assistance during difficulties, and one's safety from any evil actions from them. Whoever is fortunate enough to have such a companion has this as a sign for his happiness and success. He must therefore hold fast to him, fulfill his right of companionship, and be truthful and honest with him. He should also respect him, share with him his happy and sad moments, assist him in hardship, and overlook his mistakes, because no man is infallible, and it is enough of an honor for a man that his faults are innumerable. My brothers, the worst of all companions is the one who exerts a bad influence on his friend, is weak in religion, or not even in the religion, evil in conduct, has no clear conscience, and nothing good is said of his behavior, is concerned only with achieving his lower desires, even if that is at the expense of his deen and his manhood. He may even have a total disregard for religion and manners, and dishonor the rights of friendship. Befriending such a person is a miserable act and a sure path to desolation, because of the damage that such a person can cause, such as diversion from the remembrance of Allah and His obedience, and prevention from having good manners and noble conduct. This is in addition to the acclimatization to obscene talk and to kufr talk, as I mentioned earlier, talk which shows the lack of faith in the qadr of Allah, and many other issues that the non-believers and the ignorant Muslims will do without a thought, and being around it is hazardous to your health.
كانوا قليلا من الليل ما يهجعون وبالأسحار هم يستغفرون